What has fatherhood taught you about love?
There's nothing you can do in this world that's going to make me stop loving you. I don't care how horrendous it is or how magnificent it is. It's
Right.
still my love. You're still my child.
You being a father, what has it helped you grow out of?
I had to stop being the Rottweiler or the Pitbull. I had
What do
to
you mean
stop.
by that?
I had to stop because before my kids, I was a very aggressive man.
God forbid, something happens to you today and you want to leave one thing to your kids, something you want them to remember. All right, family, listen, we're here for another interview. We're gonna talk to as many fathers as we can, and we got another brother of ours. It's a family, so this is love right here. So I appreciate you jumping on, man. Tell the people your name, man.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, and hello to the rest of the family. My name is Byron Cornish II.
Awesome. So Byron, how many kids you got, man?
I've been blessed with 3 kids. I have a 17-year-old son, I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I have a 4-year-old son.
Wow. So you run the gamut, man.
Yeah.
You got that wide range. Okay.
I kept them about 5 years apart.
I got you. So you got some levels to your learning and, the things that you've had to lead in and things of that nature, man. So that's completely awesome, man. So
Yeah.
what do you do? What do you do for occupation?
My current profession is I am a level 3 and a level 4 security personnel officer. So I do everything from bodyguarding to asset protection to apartment complexes, HOAs, just you name it, the security's involved in it. That's
Right.
what I do. But I'm more not the technical side of security. Like I said, more so
Sure.
like bodyguarding and hands-on working with law enforcement and things of that nature.
Nah, man, I love it, man. People don't realize, man. So it's funny you say that because I do the tech side, but people don't realize that security is, it's always there for you, but it's always out of sight, out of mind until you need it, right? So,
Yeah, I tell anybody, nobody calls us when they're having a good day.
Exactly. All right, man. So listen, I'm gonna get right into it, man. My first question for you is, what do you think children need most in fathers today? Like, from your experience, and you can even speak to, your own personal experience. What do you think children need most in this world today from a father's perspective?
Well, me personally, I didn't grow up with a male father figure until late in just about my early to mid-teens before I even had a father figure. And the ones I had weren't men you would really want to idolize or look up to or be like. So I think with me, having at least 2 boys, I really believe they need that role model, that kind of guy who, not only been through what they're going through, but understands what they're going through. It's a lot different when you don't have anyone and you have to go through it on your own, and somebody just telling you they understand what you're going through versus knowing that this individual, they've been through it, they've lived it. So I think definitely a role model, somebody who can sit down and listen and not just be so much as the disciplinary figure, but also that one that they can, go and talk to and maybe seek advice from.
Absolutely. Listen, man, I love that because what I hear you saying is, a lot of times, especially as fathers, we're so busy trying to, lock in, that discipline and things like that. But we don't listen to our kids. That's right. That is huge, man. That is huge because a lot of times kids get in their silos and they don't even want to talk. So if you're listening to them, man, that's a world of difference, man. Wow. Wow, that's phenomenal. Just so along those lines, man, what has fatherhood taught you about love? Right? We got these, lofty terms, and everybody got their own definition of love or whatever that may be. What has fatherhood taught you about love?
Well, it's funny because, like I said, I didn't know anything about that part due to a lot of my childhood, and I tell my sons, or all my kids actually, I'm here for you no matter what goes on. Like, my love doesn't change just because I'm mad at you or your punishment or you're doing great in school or you're doing just phenomenal in life in general. My love is what it is. I'm here for you whenever you need me. It doesn't matter how old I get. Even if, God forbid, he calls me home, my love is not going to change. It's still my love. Wow. There's nothing you can do in this world that's going to make me stop loving you. I don't care how horrendous it is or how magnificent it is. It's still my love. You're still my child.
Mm, mm, it's what I hear you saying, man, is that consistency. They are gonna see that consistent love no matter what the emotion is in dad or whatever the case may be. They're always gonna see that love.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
wow, that's phenomenal. So man, I heard you say a couple times, you didn't have obviously what you're trying to give to your kids now, right?
Right.
What has, along those lines, so when you're thinking about that, what has fatherhood, you being a father, what has it helped you grow out of, if that makes sense? Like maybe, we get to a space where before we're fathers, we're out, we're doing our thing in the world and that kind of thing. But once we become fathers, we have to let go of some things. So what are some of those things that you think you had to do once you became a father?
I had to stop being the Rottweiler or the
Mm,
Pitbull. I
what
had
do
to
you mean by
stop.
that?
I had to stop because before my kids, I was a very aggressive man. I was a
Mm,
very overbearing type of guy. It didn't
yeah.
take much to set me off. I mean,
Wow.
it could be a look, and
Right.
I'm crossing the street, and we're about to have a conflict. So once I became a father, it became okay. Wait a minute, I can't continue this path because there's somebody who needs me more than whatever else is going on or whatever the situation may be. Like it gave me a purpose in a sense, somebody that I wanted to be better for. It's
Wow.
because of,
Wow.
getting that. I wanted to give mine somebody who they knew that, I'm gonna come home and daddy's still gonna be there. Or
Wow.
I have a father in the house and I'm not it kept me from doing a lot of stupid things. And it made me
Mm,
grow up. It made me grow up mentally,
yeah.
emotionally, spiritually. Yeah, I was definitely wild back in the day before my oldest. And
Right.
since then, I mean, my youngest son, I'm not sure if you're aware, but he's autistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that alone, he's teaching me so much. Like
It's a
patience.
whole nother level, right? It's a whole
Patience
nother
is more
level.
than just a virtue.
Talk about it.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of patience, a lot of understanding that he doesn't grasp it on the level that my 17-year-old grasps things at
Sure.
his age. So
Yeah.
it patience is one of them too.
Right.
Patience is definitely
Right.
one of them. And again, it just, I mean, going back to the whole love thing, it just like because I'm not as hard as I used to be or as aggressive, I've found that I'm a little more softer, maybe to
Mm,
my detriment with them.
right. It's like
The
always trying to find that balance, right? Sometimes
Yeah,
you're
gotta find
aggressive,
that
sometimes
balance.
yeah.
I don't want to be the too disciplinary, but I don't want to be
Right.
the too
Too soft.
pushover,
Yep.
according to my wife, because I think she's more
Absolutely.
disciplinary than I am.
Well,
But
yeah, man, that's phenomenal, man, because you touched on something that I typically will ask, my fathers is that, when you're in a household and you're a husband and a wife, what does it look like for you when it comes to leadership, right? Because, there's all these different definitions of leadership and how a man should act and things like that, but we're unique. The wives have their roles, but we as husbands and fathers, we have our roles. So with that dynamic, what does leadership look like in your household for you?
so I'm the one that predominantly works.
Yeah.
My wife, I gave her the option if she wants to, fine. If she don't, fine. Either way, bills are going to get taken care of. So in my household, I typically tend to work long hours due to my profession. I could
Right.
work up to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for 8 months straight with no days off sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it just be like that. But as far as what it relates to the children, especially when it comes to, us as husband and wife, they see a side that I want most men in this world, not just my own boys, but
Yeah.
most men to recognize that you can be with somebody. You do not have to be what you see in this world is overly aggressive. You calling the lady out her name and all.
Yeah.
Like we don't do that in my household.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's a
Absolutely.
mutual level of respect, and I want
Mm,
my sons to take that into consideration and understand that a man's role is to provide for the household
right.
and to assist in raising the children and teaching them and showing them the right path. It might not always be dad. There's things that mom can teach the kids too and the
Yeah.
boys that like cooking. I am not a great cook. I can do
Right.
spaghetti, I can do burgers, and I can do
Right.
the grill. call daddy for that.
Right.
Outside of that, call mom.
Yep.
But I
Yep.
mean, it's just, I want my sons to understand the dynamics of you being in a relationship with somebody, how
Yeah.
to treat that woman, how to respect her, even when you're mad at her. Like, it's not always sunshine and
Say
roses.
that. Say that again. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
real.
you don't have to get into arguments and furniture moving and all of that. It's not
Right.
necessary. And if it comes down to that, you both of y'all need to, exit the relationship. So I try
I
to show
love that.
mine just,
Yeah.
the dynamic, the back and forth, that what a marriage can be and the role of the man in the household.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's powerful, man. I absolutely love that because a lot of times, we have to lean, from the societal pressures. It almost feel like we have to lean one way when that dynamic doesn't work for when you want to be as
Right.
successful as possible in your household. Man, that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
I love that's where you're at. Yeah.
there's so many sacrifices that go on behind the scenes that people don't see. Like, like,
Yeah.
again, I might have to work those 16-hour days 8 months straight, or so I'm not home a lot and they are with
Right.
me. And then there are
Absolutely.
those times where I work like a 7 to 3 Monday through Friday type of deal.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
but then it's hard because you have to, as a man, you have to, like you said, that balance. Where do you have that time? Because you come home and you're tired, you're exhausted, but you still need to be that father.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's phenomenal. No, I really do appreciate that because, it's almost like you're speaking to the quality of time when you don't have a quantity. So
Yeah.
you're speaking about
Yeah.
that quantity of you're speaking about that quality of time, and that's amazing, man. So along those lines, what do you think every child should hear from their father often? Like this thing that they should say, kids should hear from their father often. What's something like that you think kids should hear?
I think I love you is definitely at the
Top
top.
of the list. Yeah.
And, even when they're not doing so well, just let them know here and there, like, look, man, I am proud of you. And like
Yeah.
give them that
Yeah.
motivation, like, you are better, you can do better than this. I
Yeah.
know you can. I just want
Absolutely.
you to know you can. Like give them that sense of, even when I'm not doing so well, there's
Yep.
somebody in my corner, somebody that still believes something is in me, that
Your
I can
biggest
do better.
cheerleader. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
your
like
biggest
be his
cheerleader. Yeah.
cheerleader. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Like don't let him seek it out there, because the moment he walks out that door, the attention that he's gonna get is not going to be the attention that is actually, best for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
No.
very detrimental out there. I mean, I see it on a daily basis
Can
from my
imagine in your
job. Like,
profession. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. In your profession. Yeah.
it's sad. A lot of the times it's sad. And I mean, you can tell your sons, you love them. You can give them a hug. You can, do all of that. It doesn't make it weird or anything like that. If anything, I
Absolutely.
think it affirms the feeling of, like you said, the cheerleader, or that affirmation of, okay, I might be screwing up right now in school, but
Right.
you know what? Dad said he still believes in me, so let me believe in me. And
Wow.
that's the thing. I told my son the other day, like, dude, I wish you just believed in you like me and your mama do. Like,
As much
you're
as
not,
we do.
yeah,
Right.
like you
Right.
can get it together. It's not too late. Just come on,
Yeah.
man.
Wow. 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 That's extraordinary because I'm sitting here thinking about, our son, literally getting ready to go to high school this year. So he'll be in ninth grade. And it's like all of the things that you're talking about right now, I'm literally in the midst of. So
Yeah.
just so you know, man, I'm taking some notes. I'm taking some
Look,
mental notes.
look.
Yeah.
High school is the most challenging year for the boys, because
Yeah.
got all these temptations. Their boys want to go do this and be this, and everything in the culture that's out there in the world is pushing them in that direction. And I
Yeah.
think we need more fathers saying, "Oh, wait, 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 wait. That's an
Mm-hmm.
illusion. This is
Right.
reality."
This is real. Oh, man.
There's
Yeah.
no coming back from, certain things and
Exactly.
consequences. Don't throw it all away for one night or 15 minutes of fun,
Talk about it. Talk about it.
So
Yeah. No, I mean, I appreciate that. It's like teaching them how to reason. Like
yeah,
this is,
yeah.
you got choices in life, man. That's phenomenal. That's
I
phenomenal.
literally, I don't know if you can really see, but the picture right behind me I've had it for years, and I don't know who makes
Yeah.
it, but it is called Choices. And
Wow.
literally it is, it's the good book followed by a stack of money and a pistol sitting on it, and it just says
Wow.
choices. Like, you have
Mm.
choices in life, and I want you to understand. Like, I want all my kids to understand that. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. You always have option A, B, or C. Just
Right.
choose the right one.
Yeah, yeah. That's powerful, man. Choices. Wow. I'm gonna be sitting on that one for a minute, man. Last question for you. And you touched on this a little bit earlier, but I want to just dive a little bit more into it. So, God forbid, something happens to you today and you want to leave one thing to your kids, something you want them to remember and or know about dad, maybe that you hadn't said, or maybe something that you repeat to them often, but you want it to stick with them. What's that one thing you want for them?
Your dad wasn't perfect, didn't want to be, and you're not going to be. But just know that I love you. I'm still here for you. You can still talk to me. I'm in you every day.
Right.
You look in the mirror, you're going to see me somewhere in you. And I'm going to be that little voice that's still inside your head, or that guy on your little shoulder that just, hey, let's snap back at it. Let's get back to it. Like, don't feel like you have to be so closed off. You don't have to be what society says you have to be. You can be you. It's okay. Like, it's okay to be who you are.
Wow, that's phenomenal, man. Listen, Byron, I appreciate your time, man. Listen, family, that is interview number 23. And just stay tuned for more. If y'all like this content, if y'all want to see more fathers and want to hear more of this wisdom, just tap in, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see y'all at the next interview. Peace.
Go on.